Jonah cherished his quiet life. His small apartment tucked away on a quiet street was his sanctuary. He spent his days lost in books, the world outside fading away as characters and stories filled his mind. He relished the silence, the comforting solitude of his own company. One evening, a sound pierced his quiet world. A voice, soft and melodic, drifted from the wall. Jonah paused, listening intently. It couldn't be. The wall was solid brick shared with the empty apartment next door. He dismissed it, the murmur of the city seeping through the old building, but the voice returned each night. It grew stronger, clearer. It was always there, a constant whisper just on the edge of his awareness. Jonah found himself listening for it, his book lying forgotten on his lap. The silence he once cherished was now filled with the unsettling presence of the unknown. One night, the voice broke through the barrier of whispers. It called his name. Jonah, it said, the sound mournful, filled with a chilling desperation. Jonah's breath caught in his throat. Fear, cold and sharp, shot through him. He scrambled back from the wall, heart pounding against his ribs. Jonah! The voice came again, closer this time, as if the wall itself was thinning. Help me! Jonah's mind raced. He was alone, had always been alone. He tried to rationalize the voice, to attribute it to the city sounds, to his own imagination. But deep down, a primal fear told him this was something different, something truly unsettling. He paced the small confines of his apartment, his sanctuary now a prison of echoing whispers. Sleep offered no escape, the voice weaving itself into his dreams, twisting them into nightmares of cold hands and pleas for help. He was trapped, his once peaceful solitude shattered by the unseen presence on the other side of the wall. Days turned into weeks. The voice became a constant companion, whispering his name, pleading for release. It spoke of being trapped, of darkness and cold. Jonah's fear was replaced by a chilling curiosity, a morbid fascination with the voice and its haunting tales. He found himself drawn to the wall, pressing his ear against the cold brick, listening. He tried to ignore it, to drown it out with the radio, with books, with anything to reclaim the peace he had lost. But the voice persisted, relentless in its pursuit, weaving its way into his thoughts, his dreams, his every waking moment. He became increasingly isolated, withdrawing from the world outside, his life consumed by the mystery that lay hidden in the silence of his apartment. Then one night, the voice changed. Gone was the pleading, the desperation. In its place was a chilling calmness. The wall, Jonah, it whispered. Break down the wall. The words hung in the air, a command that sent a shiver down his spine. Jonah knew he should run, escape the madness that had taken root in his apartment. But he was caught, ensnared by the voice and the dark curiosity it ignited within him. He found himself standing before the wall, a sledgehammer heavy in his trembling hands. The voice urged him on, its whispers a constant drumbeat in his mind. With a roar that echoed the turmoil within him, Jonah swung the hammer. Dust filled the air, the plaster crumbling under the force of his blows. Each strike was a release, a surrender to the obsession that had consumed him. He tore down the wall, brick by brick, driven by the voice and the promise of revelation. And then, silence. The whispering ceased. Jonah stood panting, covered in dust and sweat, staring into the gaping hole he had created. But there was nothing there. Only darkness, empty and cold, met his gaze. Disappointment, sharp and bitter, washed over him. It was a cruel trick, a figment of his isolated mind. Then a soft, cold breath caressed his ear. "You should not have listened, Jonah," the voice whispered, closer now, right behind him. "Some walls are meant to remain untouched. Some silences are best left undisturbed." Jonah turned, his blood turning to ice. Standing behind him, bathed in the faint moonlight filtering through the window, was nothing. The voice was gone, leaving him in the chilling embrace of the darkness he had unleashed. He was left with the haunting truth. Some secrets are best left buried, and some invitations, even those whispered in silence, are best left unanswered.